Sorry, threw a little piece of chocolate in. And I have the world's loudest seltzer right now. Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's up, Blue? Mudhorn, what's happening? Bjorn? Some of the forgotten projects. Which projects did I forgotten? There is something bubbling. It's the world's loudest seltzer. I'll set it over there. So here we have it. The Badlands popcorn bucket. Sir, you will calm. Sir, I said calm down. It's got a really cool interior. I actually started fooling around a little bit, just like trying placements of things. I'm going to make this into a little... She is. We've asked her to stop, but you know how it goes. Yeah. Going to turn this into an actual, like, ship with a little bunk, maybe computers or some trophies. Turn that into, like, a windshield. And just kind of spiff this thing up, make it a little tougher looking. But right now I want to take apart... I just want to get this landing pad off of here. This walking ramp. And get deck off of here. Because, I don't want them there. How about that? How about that? So, let's get that out of the way. We'll just close that up for now. We'll see if we can undo that. It is attached. It's not even a separate piece. So the first thing we're going to have to do is fire up the laser. Which is fine. We'll fire up the laser. It's not the problem. But we're gonna chop this off the bottom this way. And also I have some lights that are gonna go in here. So yeah. Let's get to it, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? I am Famine from Famine Studios, if it's your first time here. We do world building, 118, dioramas, playsets, custom figures. I do one-to-one props from time to time. A lot of art, and we just hang out and we have fun. I do make longer content videos, but also I enjoy making, doing lives like these. Yeah, some of them are really lame, and some of them are cool as hell. Ooh, excuse me. The ones that came out with Jurassic Park Rebirth, or Jurassic World Rebirth, I should say, were really, really cool for the most part, although some are, like, super plain. They have light-up features and whatnot. The ones that came out with Alien Romulus are, of course, fucking dope and harder to find, and therefore more expensive. This one, I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I played the waiting game, and I found a theater. Ta-da! Found a theater that was advertising them for sale on Facebook of all places, or Instagram of all places. And I was like, okay, bet. And I pulled the trigger, and then I waited, I don't know, 32, 33 days waiting for the damn thing to show up, but it finally got here. So, now we have a ship that's been cleared off of that little ramp there. So we can put some stuff there, make it look like, I don't know, it's an attachment, or there's been like work done on that. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be a cool gosh darn ship. And yeah, I'm excited about this part. Eh. I've got this. I don't think this is going to make it. Well, I had that. Pardon me. Excuse me. Coming through. Pardon me. Fucking excuse me. There we go. I do have plans to make this camera less bouncy. Sorry. But I have this like little cockpit thing from a G.I. Joe vehicle, I believe it was. And I'm wondering, that actually fits in there nicely. Yeah, that's a good way to show them, fam, and put the lid flipped up. But you see, like, I could even magnetize it and make it removable. So I could put the Predator pilot in there and then magnet in place. I absolutely think that's going to happen. I had this piece of like a movie theater chair that I was going to use as a seat. I could probably still trim it and make it a little cooler. Test it with a figure. Now I gotta get a Predator out. Predator! Come out and play! Predator! Come out and play! I don't know where my goddamn Predator buck is. I had one that I was working on. I don't know where he went. There he is. I see him. I see him from here. I have like a little tote of random things that I'm working on and off on the side here. We don't have his head on right now because I was changing his head, but we can make that fit. Let's see here. Shame Hyatt doesn't do. Bjorn, why don't you stop with the negativity? Maybe they will. Oh, that'll fit for sure. Yep. No, I mean, obviously, he's not going to have his armor on. He was invisible. What's up, Nebula? He's not going to have his armor on. While he's napping on the ship and stuff like that for play. But, yeah. Boom. That is fucking dope. That's going to be brilliant. And like I said, I can make that magnetic. If I do a speeder bike or something for him, I could probably then just drop that into the speeder bike and let him zip off. But that's what's up. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's focus before we get to the inside here. I just want to look this thing because I really hadn't, like, as excited as I was for this, I really only opened it up, fussed around with, like, seeing if I could get this in there, messed around a little bit with decks. Deck. Let me just go ahead and liberate our guy here. So, got a little, doing his little walkie walk with his cool cloak, his Lord of the Rings cloak. No. But as I said, we have that space there. We've got, it's mostly symmetrical, but there is some asymmetry, which I like. Again, the missing thing here where the walk is, the walkway, the ramp, the landing pad. The guns are not symmetrical. Different arrays there, weapons arrays. I might actually take the guns off. There's no, like, biomask looking port there. And actually, kind of does look like Predator. Like the mask and the dreads. Yeah. Let's take a look back. Let me see that ass, girl. Turn around. Stick it out. Boom. Oh, God. But yeah, it's got those there, and I have these tea lights. Which drawer did I put those in? Because I knew I was going to need them sooner than later. There. All right, so I've got these cool... Independence Day ship is actually probably about the same size. But yeah, so I've got a pair of these tea lamps. And they have just a really slight flicker to them. And I think they would look cool glowing out the ass end of that. So that's probably something that's going to happen. Yeah. So we've got options here, guys. I'm excited for this build. How are you? How's everybody doing? Let's see who else just walked into the chat. Empire Toy Works did a custom Independence Day ship. Yes, he did. He's literally done everything. He's the guy's done it all. All of it. No pants party. He said he dipped. He did dip, yeah. Painting. Anyone ever get the Dune 2? No, I tried to get the Dune 1 popcorn bucket for science. For bedroom science, but it didn't happen. I know what I said. So, yeah, I'm digging this. I like this design. I can do that in black and all these little, or like maybe a glossy red, perhaps. No, I think I'm going to do the glass in black and just do the nose here, the tip with 3 glowing here. Yeah, a sarlacc pit. Yeah, that's what I was going to use it for. Sarlacc. What we got on the belly, the underside, it actually has the engine. Like, they actually did that. They gave the ship a wash, which is insane to me. Like, that they did anything to this. We got all our made in China dishwasher bullshit. I want to give this some legs, just like something to elevate it when it's landed. So let's take a look at some of our various supplies that we have. Grab a little bit of seltzer here. This is original seltzer, plain old soda water. Just carbonation and fucking water. Not fucking water, but you guys get what I'm saying. And I like scrounged up some plastic bits earlier too. I was, like I said, I got really geeked about this when I got it in. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. Party on Wayne, party on Garth. Keep our blade out. We got this whole drawer right here full of plastic bits and pieces. Random things that we can use to make this thing look cool. So I know one of the things I want to do is give it another something. Are you going to make the landing gear detachable? Probably not. I don't know. Stream of consciousness, friend. Stream of consciousness. That's an option. Those could be feet, like almost like walker feet, but I think those are too big for what I want. But again, stream of consciousness. So this is a big bit of tech here. We got this trash can thing. Could give him a little workout barbell. That'd be funny. Let's see. Got another seat type thing from another. This is from one of the. What's that shitty toy line from the dollar store that everybody loves? Final Faction. We got pieces of MDF. We've got little plastic containers here. Paw Patrol set pieces, textures. I like this for texture. I think we're going to use some of the train texture there. That too. Oh, look at that. There's another one. Maybe we'll get somewhere. Maybe we will get somewhere here. I kind of like these for the feet. Or the engines. Honestly, if I wasn't putting the lights in there, and I could go overboard and figure out how to work the lights into that, but like, imagine that silver with some blue and purple on there to look like it's been burned out, like heat damage. That'd be pretty cool. But also, those could be the feet. Let's see. I like that. That's a little oddball detail. I don't know what that is. Another panel greebly different thing that I like. Some wax string for wires. I might do these as the feet. I like the idea of having 3 feet. These I think are too big for this, for what I want mentally, what I'm thinking of. We got some older, they're not older, more modern style screwdriver bits there. Or not bits, but heads of screws. We've got different pieces from a dollar store game. That might be something we can do. And I got all kinds of bullshit in this little box here. So let's move this out of the way for a moment. He says as he continues to dig. And he's like, oh yeah, let's just take care of this here. As I keep fucking around. That could be a, there we go. Got some computer console thing. Cabinets. Will that fit inside? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out together. Could cut that, give him a little chair. Set that down for the time being. I like how I talked all this shit about what I want to do with the outside, and now I'm like, oh, let's do the inside real quick. This is, you're getting straight up stream of consciousness. I've been fiending to work on this thing all day and really haven't put thought to it intentionally. Alright, so does this come off? Like, is this one of those where you just kind of pop the thing off so I can work with it without it in the way? I don't want to break it. I can fix it, but I just stay there. This could. I don't think this is gonna fit. No, that's too big. I also think it's too much. I have other screens I can use, so that's okay. Put that back. That is okay. All right. The exterior. That's kind of what I wanted to focus on right now. I've only said it 20 times and then not done it. All right. So we've got this weird naked spot over here where the walkway was, the ramp. So let's greebly that up, because I don't need a exit ramp on this thing from the side. It can be out of the bottom, or it could be as though from magic. It's a playset. It's a toy. It's my imagination. It's my party, and I will cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You'd cry too if it happened to you. And I do think I want to take these guns off. So we've got, let's see, for Greeblies, we have those nice pieces from Nebula, which I'm damn certain likely going to use. No. But, sir, calm down. This is a Wendy's. Ooh. I could almost make that work. I'd have to trim the... Yeah. I do like that. Do I like it? Do I like it enough to do that, though? Because I could do other things. Let's see. Let's explore some other options here. We could... I could cut some styrene. I have styrene card. I have the half beads for rivets. I'm not going to make it an actual opening door. That's not... I don't need it to do that. That's more involved than I want to make this. What is this stupid thing? That's a little set of stairs. That's what that is. Famine, we can't see what you're talking about. I know. It's like could be like a heat sink on the side there. Maybe some type of shield generator. Could just populate it with stuff. Okay. So we would have to, in theory, cut that there and there. So just cut that in an angle. No, it's about the same distance. Cool. So, in order to not immediately shake the table to death, because you guys are attached to the table for the time being. Oh, good. Did that just break? There we go. All right, cool. Yep, that broke. Son of a bitch. I used the wrong tool for the job, and now I pay the consequence. I don't feel like fixing it. What's up, Addie? God, that was on me. That's my fault. That's my bad. I don't want to fix that either. Which is my own set of problems. Just trying to think here. Give me a second. Gaze upon the ship. What are your thoughts? No, I'm not making it open and close. Get that thought out of your head. I already hear you. You're already workshopping how to do it. And I'm trying to talk myself out of it. What about this little weird box of parts? What do we got in here? What do we got over here? Got some weird shit. Another box of weird odds and ends. Under the missing panel. Just put that there. Huge party. You know, sometimes we do that. What's up, Dystopian? How we living? Like Biggie Smalls, Mansions, Benzes? ends to lend your friends. Feels stupendous. Homies play you close like butter plays toast. I could do that. Oh, I like the. We're still thinking here. We're still troubleshooting to make a panel, but I have another box of random detritus and plastic bits and bobs and plastic Roberts. Robert, help. I think I found our extra engine. Maybe two of them, or like exhausts from underneath. Cut the cockpit out and hinge it separately from the big rear section. Scout ship. All right, Mr. Fancy Pants. Oh, look at me. I thought this through. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. We got something here. Yeah, this is it. Hell yeah. And then I can just load up. Yep, that's the one. All right, neat. We got empty bottles. Got red. I'm not going to cut that out. That's too much like work. But I have some red plastic there. That's cool. Well, if I had a couple more of these, that'd be pretty cool. Just to have like... This is how my gears turn when I'm working on a project. In case anybody's ever like, man, that Famine guy, real creative, wish I understood what was going on inside that head. You absolutely do not. Ah. That's going somewhere on the ship. That's very Predator. Absolutely. It's like a hood ornament. That's going somewhere on the ship. Maybe in the ship. We don't know. Pharmaceutical container lid. Battery box. Yeah. I get his process, though, for the most part. Like, I operate on that. I don't operate on the same level. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. The words that I'm trying to say. I comprehend where his thought process comes from. Now, that's a Predator cannon right there. Maybe. Or I could go... Nah. But yeah, I get where he gets a lot of his ideas and how they flow. There's some weird mega blocks that I can use. Mega block pieces. This is from, this was a piece from a Space Trek toy, I think. Space Trek. Trek Wars, Trek. That's got some nice detailing on it. We'd probably put that to use. That thing's battery's on its way out. Grown man digs through toy container. No, let's rephrase that. Grown man, in appearance, digs through garbage, box of garbage. Is this the same piece? Do I have two of this? Man, Maybe some guns. This thing could be the base of the ship, possibly. Inside, I do have 2 of these. But yeah. F word, yeah, guys. Look at that. Look at me doing I'm doing a mild swear. F word, yeah. That looks like something I want to use. What the hell that is? Nope. Nope, that's not something I want to use. Maybe that. I'm like a little raccoon. Some textured material. Boy, that famine guy, it's just ASMR. Him just rummaging through some stuff. That's all he does on his show, is he just digs through containers. We tune in because, well, he needs the support from viewers like you. All right, put that box out of the way. All right, so real quick, I just want to see. No, that makes it too tall. Although that makes that infinitely more interesting. I don't know. That doesn't matter. Thinking too far into it. Work on the outside, famine. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So let's use the saw to cut that clip. See how if I use the right tool. Good morning from Germany. Well, good morning from the former United States. That's what I got. What's happening? Ay, ay, ay. Whew. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Famine. We do this world building 1/18 scale. Sometimes I build 1:1 scale props. Right now we are working on turning this Predator Badland popcorn bucket into a kind of a playset. We are turning it into some sort of playset. Right now I'm greebling up the exterior of the ship, making it a little more sci-fi. Yes, good job. Making it, well, it's very sci-fi. Making it more in keeping with my world building style, my sci-fi style, which is a lot of greeblies, a lot of texture, a lot of customization. Because I very well could have just chopped the Predator off, kept the ship empty, parked it, maybe painted it, but you know, Bjorn, are you selling the Lego for work, or is this just a Bjorn project? All right, so we will get a sanding stick. We're going to do our first bit of gluing here. Where are you, you little bottle of glue? I was just looking at you earlier. Curing. This is what happens when I get going. Start to misplace things, and I don't like that I do that. Put that back. These two pieces can go back in that pail, but will stay out. Need that. Let's clear our work area. Make it a little cleaner so I can see where things are, so I can know where things are, so I can access them. Right, we're going to put our smaller Greeblies. Neat little pile over here. Our bigger stuff is going to be here. Yeah. I'm over here talking like you guys can see what I'm doing. I love it. I was gonna have a better setup, guys. It will come sooner than later. Especially with all the help that I get from Patreon. That's a great way to support the channel if you're in a spot to help. I realize not everybody is. Sharing, liking, subscribing, all those fun things, they help as well. You don't even have to share it with your friends. You can share it with people you don't like. Share it with an enemy. Maybe you got a neighbor or a family member you don't like. Send them my way. Okay. Let's think this through. Where'd I put that damn super glue? There it is. Told you I was looking right at it. Alright. Suppose we will start here. So again, this is going to go here. That's where I want that. I'm going to take advantage of myself later. I'm going to take advantage of this spot right here that's already flat and smooth. I am going to scuff it up with the nail file, the sanding stick, to give it some tooth. And I'm also going to do the same thing down here. Actually, I'll use this blade first, because where I cut the ramp off, I actually gave myself a little bit of room away from the ship because I was afraid I was going to mar it up before I knew that I was going to be doing this. So now I'll just use this, take down that material so that it's flush with the surface, and then I'll also get right in there with a sanding stick just to help that grab. Alright. And we will get ourselves a paper towel because this thing is leaking pre-cum all over the place. It's very excited to be used. Like the hooer it is. And we're going to go glue there and glue here. Go ahead and place that. I don't care if this glue gets, if this plastic gets frosty. Okay. And we'll just go ahead and put another bead. I could have used hot glue right here. And in retrospect, it was probably a better idea to use hot glue to build a solid foundation for this. But this is why we do things, and we learn, and we move forward. There we go. Pump a little glue in there. A little super glue in there. Accelerant. Zip kicker. Alright. Let that cure up for a minute, and then we'll... Actually, I'll probably backfill that in with hot glue. Are you on? You're not. You are on. Okay, good. I did have the good sense to turn that bad boy on. You're always turning them bad boys on, Famine. I know. I know. So now we've got a first piece of tech that's on there. It's got some texture. It's kind of neat. We'll add a couple more things because I feel like it needs just a little something else. And maybe I'll put some hot glue in there to make it look like, yeah, make it look like a weld. See if I can bring you guys down here. Anyone who's a real welder, I'm just using glue to make the effect, guys. Don't give me a hard time about my not welding skills. That doesn't look like a weld. You know, you're right. that's just a first bead of glue. I'll let that cool, and then I'll build my shitty weld over top of it. But we're getting somewhere. I'm liking this bit. We could do the tried and true, like, zip tie for texture on the outside, which isn't a bad idea, truthfully. Or we could use some wire. Letting the brain run here. Doing some of that thinking. I know this, I'd like to... Put that on the outside. Just another layer. I probably should have sanded that surface. Doesn't matter. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right, guys. And yeah, I'm going to hand paint this bitch. I'm not going to spray paint it. I'm going to hand paint it. Because I can. I have the time, right? I'm... Not everything has to be rushed. That is, I don't make many resolutions because those people give up on easy, and by people I mean me. But that is one thing that I would like to do this year, is recognize that I am not in a race with anybody. Even though sometimes it feels a little bit like it, but I'm not in a race with anybody, and it's okay for me to take my time, especially when I'm taking my time on my own projects. So, cutting down on the over 800 plus minifigs. Hi, how's it going, Zanza Toys? Joining late. Love where this is going so far. All right, Danny, have a great one. And thank you, Zanza, for saying so. We're working on it. I'm making some choices, some design choices here, but we're getting there. I'm thinking the zip tie trick might be the way to go. Let's see. Got one here. Just add that on there for like texture. I could do one in. Yeah. It's actually a really good idea. For once. Save that bit because we could always use it later. We'll cut off this end. I don't know, probably use it to make a knife or something for somebody later. Fire in the hole. And then my favorite trick, this always helps with adhesion. I don't know if anybody does this. I don't know if I picked this up somewhere. So if I saw somebody use this trick before, I apologize for stealing it, but it's art, man. It's a good trick. So congratulations. But I make sure that I scuff up the back. And then, much like people who do present wrapping and ribbons, they'll take a pair of scissors and they'll pull the ribbon along the edge of the scissor, and it helps bend the ribbon and make curls. I found that with this softer, flexible plastic that's more durable and meant to have like tensile strength, if you pull it across sanding sticks after you've sanded it up a little bit, it gives it a little bit of curve and warms it up a bit. Just gives it a little bit of play. And I'll come and just wiggle it around a little bit, and then I'll keep doing that. Just keep dragging it along or pulling the sanding stick along it. It adds texture to the back to help it glue itself to things, but also just gives it a little more pliability. Helps it stick, helps it fight less as it's glued down, if that makes sense. Doesn't pull itself away from the material that it's gluing to. And again, if this was your thing and you were like, fuck that Famine Studios guy, He's using my idea. I gotta go beat him up. You can still come and try and beat me up. That's fine. That's within your prerogative. But just know that I'm doing it out of a place of love because it's a cool trick. And now, just like we did on the other spots where we super glued, sanding stick, just roughed it up a little bit. And I'm also gonna, right where this starts, I'm gonna just use my X-Acto knife and cut a little hatch pattern so that the glue really, I could go the whole way down the thing, but I think I really only need to worry about right where it starts to adhere. But just a little crisscross pattern to open up where the glue can sink in, expand when it cures, and grab onto both of these. And then I guess I'll do, yeah, here we go. And you see I'm just kind of giving it a little pre-bend to mimic that radius. That's gonna sit right there. So I think that's the way to go. And this is probably the least bizarre use of a zip tie you'll see me use on this channel. I think nope, I didn't glue myself to it. Hell yeah. Nope. Now these two plastics may actually fight. They may not want to bond. So we're going to help that process along. Little zip kicker. Maybe. Nope, that does not want to bond. Okay. I didn't sand the surface well enough on the ship. That's okay. Again, we learn. We're making mistakes. We're learning together. So I'll clear that out. So Ant, when you start fussing around with your ship, make sure anything you attach to it, you strip the coating real well. He's like, yeah, I already knew that, Famine. You're late to the party, fuckface. I don't know why I'm being so fictionally mean to myself. Cool. Let's try that again. And we'll also see on that. And we're gonna pretend like I have a window open and a fan going. Kids don't do this at home. Parents, don't let your kids do the things that I do like this. Yeah. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, that softened that bad boy right up. It's soft, it's flaccid. Cool. I got a glop of super glue on there. That's on there. Risking a chemical burn on myself because I'm putting zip kicker right there. And this stuff gets hot as it cures. Part of the process. Cool. There we go. Now she's on there. You like that? Yeah, you're a good ship. Come along on the leash. Sorry. mark that for the spot to cut, and press this down, press this down. That's going to be where that gets cut. Ah, shot myself in the chest, mate. Don't know why I did that. I'm just giving this some more hash marks to help the glue bond. Got that pulled pretty tight, so let's clean up that overspray of glue. And by overspray, I mean squeeze out, not overspray, because we didn't spray the glue. This is, in fact, if you stop closing the container, Famine, you don't have to reopen it every time. But also, you are clumsy. You guys have seen me knock over that zip kicker like 5 times last year, so I'm always quite clumsy when it comes to that. Like, you know how our friend Wenzilla, friend of the channel, co-host of WMC on Fridays, he's hashtag fussy. Well, Famine can be hashtag clumsy. Okay. Again, don't do this at home. Or do it at home. I just, kids don't do it. If you're an adult, it's your prerogative. I just wish you wouldn't, you know? I care about you. That's, you know, when I'm 115 years old and I finally shuffle off this mortal coil, and they say, what was the best thing about Famine? Was it that he was a revolutionary? Was that he was the leader of the resistance against the machines? And no, I just want somebody to say, you know, he cared more about others than he cared about himself. And that's what made him such a wonderful guy. All right. Let's see here. Nope, didn't grab. Didn't freaking grab. You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. Let's see. Is there something on there? Did I not do a good enough job scraping? Scrape? Let's see. I see what it is. I see what it's like here on the farm. Is that the kind of party you have here? Is that the kind of people? Oh, I see now. He's starting to talk in voices. Hey, Kenny's here. Good trick course sanding stick. Run some glue. Sand the glue. Oh, his primer. He was actually clumsy. He was hashtag clumsy. That's why we all liked him. Both baby girls. Hey, girl. What's up, Liam? Liam and Kenny are in the chat. Ooh. That is timber. I'm just going to give it a little more zip kicker. And another drop of glue. But I can always sand it smoother. But I'm going to let that cure up. Cool. So now we got some, we got an additional texture on there. I could do another row right next to it, right? That would be foolish. That would be dumb. That'd be unnecessary. Is this gonna fit? Is there enough here? Oh, we're doing it, kid. We're doing it. But now we've learned some lessons from the last time, so this hopefully should be a little bit quicker, a little bit better, right? Maybe. It's been an hour, and all he's done is talk about the thing, and then he dug through some pieces, and then he glued some stuff on there. He's not really good at gluing things, we've learned. He keeps making jokes about himself. It's very concerning. Where did the blade go? Where did the blade go? There it is, hiding behind the paper towel, which is not an ideal place for something sharp. God. You took it. I figured, you know, I didn't want to start pointing fingers or naming names, but that was going to be, like, my next guess was going to be, like, Dystopian took it and added it to the collection. So if you guys are ever missing your blades, look no further. Look no further. Okay, we're gonna just kiss it. We're just kissing it. Just gonna kiss it. Kiss it with a little bit of fire. We'll come back and sand it again just to make sure it's got teeth for purchase. Here I go, here I go, here I go again, girls. What's my weakness? Soup. Bring it on down to Soup Town. Can anybody tell me what that is from? If you do, I will be super surprised. Ah, super. I didn't actually mean that pun like that, but we'll take it. Yeah, gluing can be hard. Lockdown probably took with all the other figures. Oh, man. What a collection. What a collector. Just... That's the way to do it. That brings that man a lot of joy, and I'm glad to see how much fun he has. And I don't cry myself to sleep at night knowing that that exists out there. I actually do. Don't tell them. Nice. This is actually... Second piece is starting to come out better than the first one. Ain't that always how she goes? Ain't that a hole in the boat? He's finally losing his marbles over there. He's singing old-timey songs like he's in an episode of the Fallout show, or that video game, by the same name. Not that I was raised by my grandparents, who that was their idea of just the greatest music of all time. Second attempt is always better. God damn, that did do better. And the second piece is like the perfect length too. It's a good size. 3 inches is some would say that's too much. That's too many inches of material. But I'd say that's good size. Liam knows what I'm talking about. There's where I made the mistake right there. But we'll fix it. Pay no mind to the man with the torch in his hand. Okay. Now let's hit this whole edge. Some zip kicker. Just make sure it dribbles down into that crack. Let it dribble down into the crack. We have that little bit of space, just a little bit of angle. So we'll put that in there. Push that down a little bit. Again. Now that we've done that, let's just do a little quick table cleanup. Clear up our workspace a little bit. So we've added some textures from the zip tie. Focus up. You can see we use the toothy side of the zip tie. It's got texture. Now, let's go back and finish that weld now that I packed it in with glue. Clean the tip off. I don't know if that's going to translate, but I can paint it and make it so. I think it would have been better with a colder temp glue gun, the cooler temp glue gun, like you kind of get from the dollar store, because then you could... Ugh. Oh, I put my fingerprint in it. Son of a bitch. Actually. That's all good. Just make it, we'll make the magic happen. All right, so let's now start adding some other stuff on here. We can tuck some things under, tuck some materials under, tuck our ladies under if we want to. Who knows? It's a party. All right, I got a little square panel looking thing here. I don't know what this is from. This was on some type of holiday packaging, I think. Yeah, because it had some ribbon sticking out of it. Just a little black piece. It's got a little detail, a little recessed clip on it. I did not say racist clip, I said recessed clip. He's putting racist clips on his aircraft there. That guy, he's something. He is not good. Speaking of popcorn buckets, pick up the Anaconda one. Could be a good Mega Monster, or I thought of somebody doing it as like a snake, like a serpent temple for Serpentor. That's what ran through my mind. They did, I don't know if you were here for that part of the conversation, but we spoke a little bit about the other popcorn buckets that they'd done for films, and they did some cool ones for Jurassic, but that was, like, one of the ones that I didn't like was the T-Rex one. It felt too weird. Just didn't look... Made my eyeballs uncomfortable, is what it did. Okay, that's on there. We actually have a little thing here. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this piece of the zip tie, the clamping part, the gripping part. But we'll trim the... Do not clip your fingers, famine. You need those for work and for play. Scotch Brite it. Or sanding stick, hit it with a sanding stick, sand it so that it's not so smooth. And then also sand the back so when we glue it on, it's got a good grip. Gription. And for this we will right there. So I don't want it too close to the zip tie because I don't want people making the visual acknowledgement. Well, it's actually not a great place for it either. And hell with it. This is model making 101, baby. And by 101, I mean I learned this from others. I'm just passing it on to you. I take no claims or credit for these things unless I specifically say, like, oh, I figured this trick out and, you know, scoured around and made sure I didn't pick it up in passing. Because I have learned a lot from others, and I have no problem sharing that with people. Unless I have been specifically asked not to share a method or something, which no one has. Oddly enough, the majority of people in art and modeling communities are sharers. Of course, you'll get the guy that thinks they're like the one. And I'll tell you, it's always a guy. It's never a female modeler. Just put that out there. But, you know, a person that thinks they're the one and they're the only ones who know all the tricks to the trade and they're going to keep it to themselves and have that, like, specific little ego trip that they're the only ones to figure it out. And then someone will just come along and be like, hey, here, let me show you how to do that. Or let me help you out with that. Or have you tried this? Or have you tried that? So, again, as I say, not as I do. There we go. We're just packing in some greeblies, giving things some texture. Glorified toys. It's the phrase I want to use. Because I don't want to say I get it, right? Because I fucking think it's stupid. Like, I'm with you. Like, we're working on models, or we're world building, or we're doing artwork. Like, I guess I could see, like, hey, I teach a class, and this is how I make my money, and this is the only way you're going to find that out from me, is if you pay me money. But if you're just somebody who's making these in your garage, or like me, and you got your little workshop set up, and you're doing toys, and you take pictures for Instagram, and that's it, and you're not really earning your bread off commission or anything like that, and I'm not like, oh, teach me how to do that so I can sell these and make all the money from you. Like, just fucking explain it. Help another artist out. Help somebody learn. Help them grow. You know? But then again, there could be reasons why I'm not a successful businessman, right? I could have it all wrong, and this is just my fantasy idea of kindness and everything, and I could teach somebody something, and they could go off and make a whole boatload of money off of one of these tricks that I share with them, or something I figure out. But them's the ropes, right? Will that fit inside of there? I don't usually do this. Oh, I should have put pieces under that first, but it's okay. We're gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, family. It's gonna be fine. And like I said, it's strange, because there are like ILM model makers who just hang out in modeling groups and stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and they are more than happy to just give you an idea, or check out this documentary. You'll see what we're doing here. You'll see what we're doing there. And it's like a tremendous gift. And then you got people who are, again, you know, Joe out in the garage who's working on something, who just doesn't want to share his proprietary, here's how I figured out how to glue this thing together technology. Like, I don't get it. But I understand, I guess, if that's how you make your bread and butter, that's how you make your money. But also, you could just not be a dick. Yeah, that's where I want that. I make cash with my hands and fists. Giving out handies at the truck stop for free tips. Famine, why are you still holding on to that worn out sanding stick like it's freaking money when you've been hashtag blessed by your friend Ant for Christmas, and he sent you 40,000 fucking sanding sticks. I'm always too precious with my sandpaper, my sanding sticks. I'm like, I'm gonna hold on to this forever, and I always have to remind myself, hey, they're consumable. Consume them and move on, so you don't like. You ever sand with the same piece of sandpaper for so long, and it's like you feel like you're not getting anything done? Yeah, it's because the sandpaper's spent, man. Same with the sanding sticks. Toss it and move on. Thank you again, Ann. Did I just declare like a white boss babe on the internet that I'm hashtag blessed? I sure did. Oh my god, we've been hashtag blessed. There it is. Ooh, you rotten bitch. You better stick. Now I'm free. Free falling. Boy, if I had an over-the-shoulder camera rig right now, you guys could totally see what the hell I'm doing. There we go. I feel so blessed by Jesus. Ma'am, who is Jesus? Jesus Christ. Okay. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Famine's losing it. He's doing the A-Team theme over there by himself. Yeah. That I'm going to hot glue on, though. I'm also going to clip the little faux Lego brick things. I don't know what they're called. What are they called? The teats of the teats of the Mega Block. The nipples. I don't know what they're called. Bjorn, I need your vast knowledge of Lego terminology. What do you call the little pegs on the blocks? New pegs on the block had a bunch of hits. These toys do make me sick. They are called studs. Oh, well, that's just we are studs. Hi, Mag. Proprietary glue technology. Romancing the Stone. That's a movie that does not get enough love, is Romancing the Stone. That was a good one. Was that Michael Douglas and I want to say Goldie Hawn, and I know I'm wrong. Or I think I'm wrong. I bet I'm wrong for both. No, that's definitely Michael Douglas. No, Famine, no, I'm right. I think. No, it's actually Emilio Estevez and fucking Felicity Huffman. Oh, all right. Kathleen Turner. They're called are they called pegs or are they called studs? Kathleen, because you can peg a stud, and a stud can peg you. That's a different question for a different live stream. Am I right, kids? Stud. We're pegging studs now. I almost said Diane Keaton, and I don't know why. She was in my mind today. I guess that just manifested itself when I was talking about that. This will use hot glue for. I think that can stand it. Oh, can't stand it. I know you planned it. Putting little fake Lego things on your spaceship. And that'll be... Looks like a weld there too. Cool. Jewel of the Nile. Starboy's back. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. He's building a station. Building a world. New planet on his place. How will this fit? Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Get off there. Get off of there. Go on, get going. Oh, that's... I see why that's sitting funny. Why is it sitting funny? Because that's a different height. So that's the only way that that's going to sit nicely there. So I think that's going to be hot glue too. I don't think that needs to be supergal. But we'll Scotch-Brite the bottom of it. And this is a piece of a Hallmark jukebox that used to play Elvis music that was broken that I bought for $1 at a flea market 2 summers ago? No. Yes, 2 summers ago. Yard sale. It was like a community-wide yard sale type thing. You bitch. Oh, no. Oh, no, I did the thing wrong. Ah. Oh, it's a mess. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a mess. Oh, we done fucked it up. I cannot believe you did that, Catherine. You screwed up the entire thing. Whole thing ruined. Maybe you should have used super glue. Who's to say? How's this gonna go? That thing is slick, boy. Which will be great once we paint it. All right, so it's got to go in. Why is it sitting up? Oh, how's that? Maybe? Call me maybe. Hey, I just met you. This is crazy. I just tried bath salts. Your face looks tasty. Why will you not glue? Probably because it's a high gloss vac metal piece of plastic and you're sticking it to another smoothened piece of plastic, Famine. Do you ever stop and think? Sometimes I stop and think. There we go. So now we got some like crazy rounded textures. I just want to keep adding bits until I'm satisfied. Real quick, let's kiss this with a flame, like that Seal song, just to take care of any wispies of the hot glue. Right? Isn't that what it is? Kiss from a flame? I used to be kissed from a flame, from a lighter. From the Batman Returns soundtrack. I know it's Kiss from a Rose. The thing that I do is where I say things that are wrong to antagonize people, specifically Ant. Actually very fond of that song, so. What else can we affix to this mother trucker? Make it Space Warsy. Nah.
I said no.
Nope. Wires? No, not wires, but I am going to use this piece from a snap kit. I'm going to use this piece from a Star Wars snap kit model that my cousin got for Christmas about 7 years ago. Built it, left it in my office desk, then was like, hey, leave that there. I'm going to bring it home, and then came back for 6 years, and every time I told him to take the goddamn thing, he didn't, so I took it apart, and now I'm using it. Suck it, Dale. I love you. But we're going to kind of reconfigure it. Mainly because I can. That'll be the reason you finally have that stroke. Hey, man, you can have a stroke whenever you want. That's between you and God. Or Jod. Seal's cover of Manic Depression? No. No, I have not. Although, even though I know we're talking about the musician, I am now picturing an actual Seal with Manic Depression. And, gotta say, kind of don't like that. Poor little Seal. All right, so we got some pieces here. Just doing a little sanding where I cut. And where the sprues were that he just snapped them off from the snap-on kit Didn't take the 2 seconds. I gave him a nail file, and I gave him an X-Acto blade, and I was like, hey, man, just clean them up. It'll look nicer. You'll be much happier with your kit. Well, he didn't, so once again. All cousin famine. Like, guy looks like he knows what he's doing. Which I don't. I look like I know what I'm doing. I think that's the important part. Come on. Wake up in the morning and walk to the kitchen. Stumble out of bed. Cursing and bitching. Yeah, that's how that goes. I hear you out there, Quinny. He's in the kitchen eating his wet food that he screams at me for. You pictured a seal with manic depression too? That's good. At least I know I'm, even though I'm not well, I know others are not well like me. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Sorry. Crazy. I'm using model parts from a model that was built kit bash from other model parts to now kit bash this thing. Crazy. Oh, don't you fall, you son of a whisker. You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. I'll kill you. I'll take you behind the tool shed and whoop your ass, boy. I don't know what's wrong with me either. He's just, we don't let the kids watch Famine. He swears a lot. He says things that are kind of scary. And it's just a little upsetting to the family, if I'm being honest with you. He said his live streams were like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and not once has he yelled, "It's Morphin time." Nobody's transformed, and there's a lot more swearing than there is on the Power Rangers. Maga Meta? The fuck is that? They got a new thing now? Or are you talking about me using a kit bash model scaled down from previous kits? Okay, now I'm on the same page. Yes, this is starting to look intentional. Things I'm doing here. Is it? Who's to say? Not me. Well, Famine, isn't it your project? Shouldn't you know if it's intentional or not? Well, shouldn't you mind your business? How about that? No. I should use my forceps or use the force. Eps. I should use my little forceps or tweezers to hold pieces in place while the glue dries, but I don't. Couldn't tell you why I don't. Working 6 to 8 because I've got a funny schedule. I still think it needs more visual clutter before I paint it all black as a primer. So let's take this piece here that I've got. Actually, we could put that there. No, not there. I don't like that this either. Could bend that too, but I don't want to. Where are those sprues that I pulled out? Didn't I pull out a couple of sprues? I was talking about pulling stuff out again. Jesus Christ, this guy never stops. Just bring the box up to the wire. Cool, we got some cool wire that we'll use. That looks like a gun, but I'll cut that and pop it in somewhere. All right, cool. We got some stuff to use. In the words of Biggie Smalls, it's all good, baby, baby. Did he just quote Biggie Smalls? Is he next to tell us that it was all a dream and that he used to read Word Up magazine? With both Salt and Pep and Heavy D up in the limousine? Yes, he is. He's going to tell us that birthdays were the worst days. Now he ships champagne when he's thirsty. That's right. That's where I wanted that. If I just clip that a little bit. Come on, you hoe. There we go. Yeah. There's a lot there. Right there. I'm gonna just turn this here. It's gonna land right here. Hi, Quinny. I hear you, Bubby. Boy, this is a great view for you guys. Here we go. I had it on there. I had it so good. And then I was like, oh, my viewing audience. I gotta take care of them. Take care of the viewing audience first, Famine. Then worry about your stupid little model. You got that zip kicker, Famine. Why don't you go ahead and use it? Well, good idea. Whoever said that. God, he's out of his mind. I don't feel like I have ops or anybody really vying for my downfall or anything. But if I do, and there's like some secret cabal message room where people just talk shit about me, I hope that they bring up the fact that I fucking babble to myself like this. Just sitting there yapping to himself. It's really off-putting. He's off-putting. Looks like he's eating all the pudding. I am in rare form today, guys. Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world, and all day and all night everything he sees is fucking blue, like him inside and outside. Blew his house with a blue fucking window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue, the color blue. Blue, 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 blue. Because he's got blue stuff to use that's blue. He's blue. Indeed, what a guy. Get in there. Get in that corner, you son of a bitch. Yeah, it's another one of them weird CDs that I had just happened to have around was Eiffel 65 and Aqua. I also had an Aqua CD. It was the one with Barbie Girl on it. Another bootleg. And then I also had an official Aqua CD because I bought it from one of those fucking when the schools would send us around with magazines and like try and get people to order stuff. And I just ordered a bunch of CDs because I didn't comprehend that you had to pay for them. So I got a bunch of CDs and then just never fucking paid for them. Oh, man. Here you go, children. Here's the thing. Get people to order from this catalog. We'll send it to your house, and then they just send you the bill for it, and you pay, but the school gets the money. It was weird. They really used to have us out there just whoring ourselves out to try and get basic necessities for the school. Hey, we really want to have electricity for the computer lab this year. So if you guys could go out and sell candles, why don't we just light the candles so we can see? You need the electricity to run the computer. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. I wonder. Here's one of my dumber moves. He almost burned his fingers right off on that live stream, guys. Did you see that? The guy is not well. Yeah, they're taken care of all right. I know you meant that as a joke. Taken care of. This is my apprentice, Lord Vader. He will take care of you. Wait, wait! Sorry. Nope. That is gonna go on there something. What is this piece? What are you? You're a tire of some sort. You were a tire. Maybe you were a tire? I don't like you. I don't like you. He doesn't like you either. I'm wanted for space crimes. This guy over here, he's also wanted for space crimes. No, that's not useful. You're not a useful Greebly. No. I want to be a part of it. New York. I'm back. I don't think he did. What did Famine do? What did Famine do or not do? I thought you said space crabs. Who's got space crabs? Space crabs. There's a rocket on my back. Space crabs arguably sounds like the worst type of crabs to get. And I did say space crimes, not space crabs. But, like, I don't know. I've never had crabs. I would never want to experience crabs. But I imagine if someone was like, hey, gun to your head, you have to get either regular earth crabs or you have to get space crabs. I feel like I would pick the earth crabs. Did you show me? I did not. I did not show you the ring. That's why I asked you if you had that picture. That was actually why I asked you if you had that picture of the ring that I got you, because I was going to be like, I got this one for Kenny the holidays last year. I was like, Merry Christmas. I love you. Have a ring. That's cool. That's a little, looks like a little panel. That'll be neat. A little neat add-on. Ooh, and that fits. Oh, that fits just so. It fits just so on there. I'm really on the back of this piece, especially here, since it's kind of a more flexible plastic. Polypropylene is the type of plastic that it is. Polypropylene has a tough time bonding with superglue. And it also can be a pain in the dick to paint. So we do two things. One, we hit it with fire, and that helps something. I think it forces some of the oils and chemicals that are in the plastic out, and it evaporates in the air. And yeah, here we go. Here we go. Wow. All right, and that'll go right there. Yeah, maybe. Or do I want it to go right there? No, we're gonna go right there. Goddamn Dolly Parton. She can make a good song. Build making stuff, thin layers. Yeah, you know, I know he does. And in a lot of cases, absolutely right application, especially for the smaller scale stuff he does. And I have, as a quasi-retired cosplayer who used to build every goddamn thing under the sun out of foam, I have a lot of foam. I have a lot of EVA foam. And I have some What the Foam, which is something I'm going to be using for a couple of builds later down the line. But I think that for his applications it works, but I think he has too much faith in that. too much faith in the old EVA foam. That's one of those things where it's like I've seen the peak and the strength of EVA foam and where it can be applied, and just certain ways I see people use its application, and I'm like, that's not ideal. I think for this, just specifically like this use right here, I wouldn't gain anything other than thickness. And I could use EVA foam. Actually, I have some EVA foam rivets here that I did on one of my live streams where I was just kind of like building up stock of things. So I just used a hole punch and used a bunch of card stock and foam, 1 mil and 2 mil EVA foam, punched out a bunch, and I use them as rivets. I mean, it's not a competition. I won't ever say it is, but I really have started to enjoy his brother's videos more than his. His brother Dan does. Well, what does Dan do? Dan does crafts. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, just hell to the yes. Hell yes. You just go on and put that on there. That'll make that look really cool. Where do I want an avenue? Where do I want to have this? Yeah, that'll work right there. Once again, give that a little kiss. Give it a little kiss. Scoring her up. Which way did I want it? There we go. Yeah, that's the way. Right? That makes the most visual sense. Right? Famine, you could turn the camera and show the audience. I could. Or I could turn the ship instead. So go. Yeah, that's the way. This is what we're looking like. I think I just need to finish populating some stuff up here to tie up that bare space, and I think then I'll be good to be able to prime that. I've got like various pieces of styrene over there. Holy shit, that fits perfectly. Yeah, that's gonna do that. And I'll just heat it up with a little bit of flame and give that a little tiny gentle curve. But let's real quick clean up that angle that I cut. And I'll put some rivets on there. Make it look like it's an intentional panel of some sort. Fancy, he says. And this is a piece of styrene that's got texture on it, like ridges. Catch the rest tomorrow. Work in the morning. Yeah, I have work in the morning too. I just owe this to my damn self. Right. Aw, freak out. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. This, I can just tuck this wire back behind those pieces, and it vanishes, and it looks like it's intentionally back there. Neat. Makes sense. Having cables and stuff coming off of things, wires going around corners. Yeah, buddy. It's starting to get chilly in this room, so I'm getting a little sniffle on my nosy there. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Stick it on in. I don't know why I do these things. A little bit more. Should be further recess, so I guess we'll cut that. Well, that's gone. I'll pick that up later. I'll just put a different piece in there. That's fine. To stick something different on that spot there, sir. Oh, that'd be cool. Ooh, no, that's, well, no, that's too much. Too much. Right? That would be too much. Yeah, that's too much.
Another time.
Is this love that I'm feeling? What other piece of random detritus could I insert in there? You don't got any more of that sci-fi debris? Famine, why don't you bring up the container to the table so that you can work and everybody can see? Because it's private. It's a private container. Private container to the front end of the store, please. Is there a private container in the store? It's kind of in there, ain't it? Can I get that out? I can. I'll just flip it around. There we go. Yeah. Just hold that there. Excuse me. I did a little. Whoop. Come on. Whoop. There we go. Because they're who's clues? Who's clues? I am all over the goddamn place tonight with the music and the weird. Fam, you're always weird. Yeah, I know. You get what I'm saying, though. And I've got some old headphone wires here. I think we'll just put these to use. Do I want to split them down the middle and break them off into two separate wires? Yeah. Well, double cable is fascinating visually. But we could also do this. Look at the super small tubes that go on the end of super glue bottles. They're pipettes. Imperial Tech Shop. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. The pipette tips, I think, are actually, like, they're actually pipettes. People buy them and then just cut the bulb off of the end and then stick them over the super glue bottle tips, and then I guess they just use it until the bottle's empty. Does that fit in there? Yes, it does. Oh, cool. All right, cool, 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 cool. Guess we're inserting those there. Cool. Let's super glue those in place real quick. I actually do not prefer, I know I get why people like thin, really thin super glue. It's just I feel like I lose a lot of control over the super glue if it's thin. If that makes any lick of sense to you. Yeah, that'll go right there. Ah, fucker. She's getting away from me. How dare you run away from me? I spent all these years telling you to apply yourself, to be a good glue. Fuse things together when people need it the most. Remain there, strong and firm. all we ever expected out of you. This is how you repass. I'm gonna inadvertently injure myself if I keep doing that, so we're gonna switch back to these bad boys. Come on. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody love one another. Something, something, get together right now. That'll work. That's super funny. I pushed it under and it created enough of a tension wedge that I didn't need to glue it, but I'm going to put a drop of glue there anyway. Because even though there's a mechanical tension holding it in place, I like to have the adhesive. I'm just trying to think if there's anywhere else that I want to have like wire coming out to there. Yeah. Yep, there is. Spin on it. Just gotta spin on it and stick it right in there. Get on the hole, wire. Do 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 do. Want me to cute? You don't need no makeup. Sorry. All the beautiful women around the world move their body. And when you move your body, you're looking nice and fit. Physically fit. Nice, fit, fantastic. I'm sorry. You did this to me. You did this to me, you son of a bitch. Ah. Where'd you go? Don't want to close my eyes, 'cause then I'd fucking fall asleep and I'd miss you, baby. And I don't want to fucking miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, Scooby-Doo will never do. I'll miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss an episode. Yoink. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna do this fast. Nope. We're gonna do this fast and dirty. Or quick and clean. I don't know. Flip your little self over, buddy. Come on, flip over. There you go. Nope. Logan, we have a runner. And these are nail. I guess they're for nails. For your nails, if you get your nails done, you're like, man, I wish that I had little tiny. I guess like I wish my fingers looked like a clam had a grain of sand caught in them for a very long time, and then made the thing that goes on my nail. You son of a bitch. It came with a little wax pencil, and for picking these up, it just didn't kind of work out for me. I didn't like it much. Probably a famine thing. It's probably just me. Or I might not have been using it the correct way, which is always a possibility with the things that I do. As you guys have witnessed, I'm sure, time and again. Fat fingers, yeah. Yeah, it's... I guess maybe this would be a task that you would want a thinner super glue for. I used to do the soda can, the ILM, tried and tested and true, bottom of a soda can, super glue in the bottom of the soda can, and then have the little tray with the faux rivets and pieces of styrene and all that shit. And I just... It never... I didn't like that method, I guess is how I'll say that. That method was not for me. I don't know if maybe it was the super glue, maybe it was the ambient temperature, but it always felt like the... You bitch. It always felt like the super glue was actually setting up faster in the can, in the bottom of it, instead of being there for a longer amount of time for me to have access to it. And so I just kept adding super glue to it, and I'd wind up with like a little super glue cake in the bottom of a can, which is not what you want. God bless America. You son of a squirrel. Did he just say son of a squirrel instead of son of a bitch? This guy is insane. I don't know. I don't know that people should be watching his channel. Okay, that's one way to do it. All of these that I shot off and sent sailing into the abyss, I have to kind of like go around and pick them up, or else Daisy will find them tomorrow when she comes to join me for work in the morning. She greets me in the hallway, and then, you know, I go to the bathroom, wash my face, wake myself up, and then I come out into the kitchen to get my drink out of the fridge, and she's waiting by the door to go into the studio. And so she comes in here with me in the morning and spends a little bit of time, a little bit of her Daisy day with me. Here we go. You hooker. Come on. I say things to these inanimate objects like they're gonna listen to me. Like, come on now. Get on there, Rivet. Fake Rivet. Rivet, Rivet. Rivet. There we go. That's that's sloppy enough for me. That means two things. All right. And you know what? Just for good measure, just because somebody brought up EVA foam, we'll go ahead and we'll do one lone EVA foam rivet on here, because I can. We'll go right here. Come on, super glue. And boom. All right, let's do a little cleanup of the workspace here for a second while our glue does its drying thing. That's the only thing about these wheels that you got me, Aunt, is now when I like go to adjust myself in the chair, it goes sailing backwards. It's hilarious. Actually, at one point I caught myself go wee when I slid backwards because it was just so surprising and fun. I'm like, there we go. It's not garbage. These things are trash, so they'll go in a little bag of garbage that we got over there. Sometimes these bits and pieces are just too foregone. They're too foregone. I'll save this one though. We can always use the rod shaped rods. Garbage, garbage, garbage. We'll get our little box here. Like I said, put these greablies away. I'm going to keep these engine pieces out. Don't need that. Don't need those two. Go away. Put back in its spot. There you are, you son of a bitch. That's why the glue wasn't coming out, because it had a clogged up tip with a bunch of glue built up on it. Whose fault is that? Mine. My fault. It's my fault, Earthlings. I do want to add one of these. I think I'm going to add two of these, honestly. One on either side. Do I want to add it to the inside? Would that make the inside look more interesting? I'm doing it either way. So yeah, we'll do it on the inside. We've cleared that up. And I gotta cut these guns off too. And which way do I want to have them to vent? I guess they would vent this way. I feel like, no, I feel like this way's the way to go. Yep, that's the way it's gonna go. Made sense to me. Made sense to me visually. If I could just find another way to like block you guys from seeing everything I'm doing, I wish that I could discover it. There we go. That'll get repainted anyway, but that looks good. Looks like it belongs on a spaceship. All right, let's get rid of these guns. Right? Do I want to? I don't know. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait to get rid of the guns. But I will put this other one on here. And I can paint it in place. That's fine. Let's just see where I lined it up. Yeah. Okay, and that again goes like this. Cool, cool, cool. I could get calipers out and be real precious about like where this is to sit on there, but I'm not going to. That'll work. Anybody asks why that's blue, I'll be like, oh, that's for the green screen. That's used to be blue screen before we did green screen. And they'll be like, oh, really? I'll be like, fucking no, man. Why would you believe that? They'll be like, because you're a trustworthy guy. I'll be like, yeah, that's fair. And they're like, so is it? And I'll be like, nah, all right, whatever. Yeah, I like that. Now, as far as the landing gear goes, I did find these skis. I think they're off of a G.I. Joe vehicle, or maybe they're off of a helicopter. But I'm thinking What if I just like right there? I don't know how balanced they'd be. I don't know, maybe I hot glue them in place and see how they sit. Inside the magnets. Son of a bitch, you and these magnets. I mentioned magnets one time, this guy's like, it's gonna stick to things. I've heard people using the bottom can for weld on, yep. Sloppy here, come sail away. I think you should glue magnets inside and magnets on the gear posts. Front magnet can be one. So I wouldn't do my belly. I wouldn't do magnet to magnet if I were to do magnets. This is a hard plastic. I would heat up a nut and press it in. Put the magnet there so that I could just, you know, magnetize on and off. But I don't know. Let's also look at these guys. Ooh. Ooh. Do they fit the groove? They fit the groove. Yeah, boy. So there's, as you can see, there's a groove. There's a raised bit on there. I could very well make these cannons removable if I wanted to. But oh god, the gun broke. Whole thing's going down. I'm a child. Flip side is, we could also do this way. Be really weird about it. If I had any sense, about me at all, I'd use those grooves to somehow incorporate these landing gear. With or without magnets, calm down. Have them there, but that's still too low. I'd like the distance of one of the acid rain crates of height. I think that's a fair, like, hey, my spaceship is parked on a ledge thing. And, you know, I'm a predator and I could duck underneath and walk out. Yeah. Also, well, God damn it, now I really think I need to make these something fascinating. Because that whole that ridge is there. Oh man, that could be useful. But yeah, like I said, I feel like that's a good height. You know, and you got your. What did I do to myself? That's right. I did walk into something. You know, I feel like that's close enough to Millennium Falcon height. They had a duck coming out of that bitch. That's Enoch. You say that, you could do EL wire, or where's the package? Glows in the dark, and it's blacklight reactive too. You didn't want to use electricity, but you still wanted like a bright and then a glow factor. Forbidden Twizzlers. But yeah, you could quite literally just press it in all the way around. Or are you looking for the glow from underneath? Because the underneath only goes there. So you'd have to get creative. The other thing is you could do a fucking little puck light or a little tea light, one of those multicolored ones, and have it, you know, glowing or pulsing from below. Like me after a night of hot wings. You get it? Because my butthole. Popcorn aliens that fly that thing around. Popcorn Predator, the movie. Just kernels with Google Earth. But yeah, I think that's an ideal height. Yeah. It's going to get black and then silver. And then, you know, eventually I'll do my weathering and color passes and all that stuff. And Adam, I had a sled from a fucking G.I. Joe toy, and the Predator body fits perfectly in there. So that will actually slot in perfectly here into the cockpit. And I have a little pilot. Boop. You can see, he can do his little flying about. But as far as the interior goes, the generator, where's his head? His head is in that container over there because I was going to customize it and make a removable faceplate for him. But the generator thing, head clearance. There will be head clearance, yeah. I'll make head clearance. And also this thing can go a little bit further in, and he can lean back. But generator thing is going to go over there. I figure that'll be like some sort of tech. I'm going to put foam probably inside to cover up some of the pipes. I'll probably, or not the pipes, but where the two pieces of plastic join. But I'll probably paint up a couple of them to look like pipes. I have a lot of screens from Acid Rain figures, so I can put like various technical readouts and stuff. Trophy wall will go right here, and then sleeping quarters here, and then this will be, I don't know, I'll put down some type of like rug or something. But I'm thinking that'll be the little playset play feature. We have a play feature now. We can do the removable seat for the cockpit. He has a litter box. But yeah, I do want to put those LED tea lights for the engines back there. Yeah. I don't know how they how have we ever learned how they sleep? Like, do they lay down for the night? Do they hang upside down like a goddamn bat? Like, what do they do? What if they need to use the potty? Litter box? I like Adam's idea of the litter box. I do want to put somewhere on here a like fueling port. You know, so they can get gamma fuel. They can get dino milk. No, I'm kidding. But sleepy like a sloth. What's wrong with the Yaucha? He's sleepy. He's just a little tired, that guy. Is he going to be all right? Yeah, give him 20 minutes. He'll be okay. He does this for like 10, 15 times a day. And I know what you mean about the the ship. You want the engines to be back here. Because I used to feel that way about the Falcon. And now it's like just such an iconic look of a ship that I'm like, man, I don't want to... Did I just have an idea? I did. I did just have an idea. Part of me almost wishes that I had had that earlier. But the rocket's pod could have been on the side. It's all good. Space raccoon! Space racking. Spaceman and a rocket on my back. Universe with my raven. Because, yeah. Ah. But he could lay down in there. Be a good bed if somebody had like an extra one of these and you wanted to pop the seat thing out of there. Just pop that out and put it on a you know, remove the handles unless you sleep like you're going skiing with a couple of fellas. Yeah, that could have been a thing. Look like pandas, space pandas. Ah, that's funny. Cargo clamshells. You have 6 or 7 of them? Jeez, Bjorn. That was like one of the guys there that used to be in the groups when the armadillo went on clearance sale. He bought like 9 of them at Walmart and just like held on to them and didn't use them for anything. Like, fucking, come on, guy. Eh. Eh? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Also stops the lid from opening and closing. Now, see, the important thing is the real ship that's got to go. I don't know why I'm struggling to speak today. The real ship that's got to go on top is the N1. And then when they break Atmo, he just... But one of the trophies, I've got some skulls, but like we could also do for the gargoyle milking factory. I think that could be something. The ship's covered in fucking gargoyles. I don't know. I don't want to go near that thing. What do you mean it's covered in gargoyles? Precisely what I said. They're all over the son of a bitch. Let me get some black paint on here while I'm fussing about, just thinking of things. I was gonna, yeah, I better not. I better not start painting right now. What I will do is set some of these things aside here, clean up my workstation a little bit. Clean up your workstation. Get a goddamn thing done over there with all that mess. It is my workstation, so if I don't get anything done at it, it's my fault. There we go. Get strapped in there. Lovely. Lovely pencil goes here. That's there. Stabby, stabby, knifey knife. Goes there. Greeblies of various sizes and uses will be right there. This goes away. This wire goes back in the thing. Tiny raccoon. Attack. Okay. And Enoch can just chill over here. And Rocket can menace. And this is the figure that, well, I say figure, it's more like a statue that came with it. The arms don't move, the head doesn't move, nothing moves. But he's got a cool little cape on him. Very thick cape. Thick Cape, the name of my next album. Be like, oh, this is my spaceship. I'm doing Predator stuffs. Doing space Predator stuff with my Predator sword. Yacha! I don't have a cool laser cloak though. We did away with the fishnets for some reason. I could repaint it into a memorial statue. Who knows? I could glue it to the nose of my Jeep. That'd be pretty badass, I think. Alright. Fishnets do snag on razor glass. Razor grip. Razor grip. I don't know how to use the words to speak. The speaking the English is very hard for me. Oi. Oi, 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 oi. Alright, folks. I appreciate you tuning in for this extra long live. I yammered on for what seemed like hours. If you like this video, subscribe. Click the like button. Share it with a friend. Share it with an enemy. Share it to a random Facebook group. Who knows? But if you're in the position to, check out the Patreon. If not, that's cool. Just liking and sharing is awesome. There's a free tier. I do share things over there for everybody, not just for paid members. So you guys be well. Too sweet me.